Yes, good evening and welcome to Africa Ubantu, of course, Voices of Africa, Stories of Humanity. Today we bring you the story of Honorable Muwanga Kivumbi, his case. Of course, yesterday, the 29th of July, he was brought to court uh, for his case to be heard. Of course, after close to 19 days incommunicado. Um, and of course, we're going to give you more details about it, courtesy of NBS. They were there to capture the whole event and how it went. Of course, the video we're gonna listen to is from his lawyers, that is Counsel Medad Lovega Sseggona, uh, who is the lead counsel in this case. We're going to be hearing what he has to say. And of course, he's escorted by Counsel Muizi in this very same case. We're going to be listening exactly uh, what the state has against this gentleman, what the lawyers think of the case. Of course, they've not given much information about this, but of course, to what we are told and what is this gentleman has been sent, of course, for 14 days on remand, and of course, he'll be back in court in August. Let's hear from Castle Medad Lovega Sseggona. Let's hear this. Yeah, let's hear from Medad Lovega Sseggona. And then I think I'll also give my own opinion and commentary. And then you can also drop what you think of this case in the comment section. Drop your thoughts about this whole case and all other cases. Of course, I told you that in the next episode, I'll be bringing you the issue of Muwanga Kivumbi. We shall be talking about the issue of Lukwago and also Dr. Kano Kizabe CJ.
We have not been able to establish where he's been all along because he himself doesn't know. He was blindfolded, taken, and dumped to a place that he does not know, where he received more than a fair share of the beatings until he bled profusely after being hit on the head. That's when they stopped beating him. The only treatment he received, he says, was only to stop the bleeding and no more. When their personal doctor came, he said, I do not know what to do with the skull because I need a CT scan, which has not been done, and of course, which could not be done there. So to answer your question, I answer it in the negative. We do not know where he has been. For the rest of the proceedings you are able to follow, we presented sureties within this shortest time. We were able to urge out his case to justify bail. Unfortunately, there is a misunderstanding of the law by so many people. The accused is not supposed to justify his bail because the freedom is guaranteed in the Constitution. Once he satisfies the criteria set out in the bail guidelines to demonstrate that he has a fixed place of abode, is not a flight risk, he has no intention of interfering with witnesses, if any, that are not known to him anyway, it is the state to justify the clawback on his freedom. Unfortunately, the norm seems to be different. Some people think that the person must justify why he should be free. An innocent person is not required under the law to justify his freedom. So with all that, I think the Honorable Court, in its greatest wisdom, has adjourned the matter to 11th, basically another 2 weeks, close to 2 weeks of now courted lawful incarceration. Very unfortunate. But even that date will come.
For clarity, what is he charged with and what are the particulars according to what the state could have said?
Kivumbi is charged with managing an unlawful society. I will not take you into the technical intricacies because you know the English say when your enemy is making mistakes, you do not interfere. So for that reason, I will not disclose the technical intricacy with that. I continue to know it alone with my team. The second offense is inciting violence. Again, I will not discuss the technical intricacies of the particulars disclosed in the charge sheet. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you very much, Counsel.
So basically, this is what transpired. I don't know what your thoughts are about this Muwanga Kivumbi case, because of course, Sekabira Patrick posted saying I was abused and tortured. That's according to what when Muwanga Kivumbi was giving recount of what happened to him. He says I was abused and tortured by my abductors. Everyone who handled me beat me until I lost consciousness. You can imagine. I think let's get to hear what Muwanga Kivumbi had to say.
In the police station, a drone just appeared, and if I say much, they picked me out of my car. And when I was in the drone, I was the whole face was covered, and in front of you put some doors, make sure you can't even bend and see where you are going or whatever happens. And I was, if I know it, I had been taken to a place I don't know, show the room, the bathroom and small room. And when I reached that room, every single person, the gentleman that picked me, took a time to beat, to kick, to do anything they want. Up until when I was hit on the head here, and a lot of blood was whizzing out. That's when they stopped beating. And even now, if you look at the scar on the head, I have a fear whether I don't need to do a scan to establish whether there is a damage on.
Imagine someone being beaten, and not only being beaten in parts that are, of course, maybe the bums or what, but someone beating the head, and then the gentleman was bleeding. That's when they stopped beating him. This is Africa We Bantu. We bring you stories of Africa, stories of humanity. I have nothing I would say about this, but you can drop your opinion. What do you think of this in the comment section? And if you think this message needs to go elsewhere, you can as well share this information to the rest of the world on your social media so that maybe this gentleman deserves some justice. What I know, what I believe in is, of course, according to my constitution, 1995 constitution, this gentleman is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But by the facts of what I'm seeing, what he's saying, and the time that he spent incommunicado, it's like he's already guilty and he's fighting to be innocent. Let's get to hear what he had to say.
on the scar. All my bodies and have been examined by the doctor and police. Immediately after that, they applied some chemical and tried to stop the bleeding, and they said the doctor will come in. The doctor never appeared until the next day around midday, and when he examined me, he was also careful whether I didn't need a scan on the head, and later on went, bought some medicine, and in the night, they began to rehabilitate me. A process that lasted a week, where they would do it morning, midday, and in the evening. It was as painful as the beating. So, after
they began to rehabilitate you?
to treat the wounds, I have some of them, like here. This is how they look like. If I would be permitted to do my vacuum to see most of the beating. But for some reasons I may not. But they are captured very well at the police station. The doctor examined me, and I don't know whether that record is for court, and all that sort of. So, and that place where I was not permitted. I've been inside that room ever since I entered it. It has just a small car window, and that's all we have for 19 days. Until this morning, when they brought my coat, I said, your days here have ended, can you bear? And the next, like 20 minutes, I was picked, again covered with the all my face, and the final it I was, by the time they removed it, it was towards Matete. That's when I now was in Kampala, and around Matete, and Matete police station, going to this place. So my prayer is that I need.
So, as you can see, basically that's what is happening about the story of Muwanga Kivumbi. It's quite sad, but of course, these things are expected. It's not, personally, it's not news. It's not new. It's not new. This has happened. We've seen it before. Here we are seeing him. I think he was arriving. Yeah, I think he was. Here the gentleman was arriving. As you can see, of course, there we see, of course, the deputy president, Dr. Lina Zedriga, and I think other friends and relatives who came through in court, friends from Butambala. Yeah, I think the whole court was full. That was the man arriving. That's the deputy president, National Unity Platform, Uganda region. Yeah. So, former member of parliament for Butambala, Muwanga Kivumbi, was charged with inciting violence and managing unlawful crowds. Yeah, that's the case that he was charged with. That's the case that he was charged with, inciting violence and managing unlawful crowds.
Injuries from a torture ordeal of individuals that abducted him, denied him lawyers and access to immediate family.
We therefore invite you to decline the temptation, remanding a person whose medical condition has been placed on your record that he has physical evidence of torture.
Kivumbi, who asked to speak to court, told the magistrate that upon his abduction, he was blindfolded and taken to an unknown place where he was beaten badly by his abductors to a point of his skull, developing a fracture, causing blood to flow continuously until a police surgeon was brought.
Every single person of the gentlemen that picked me took a turn to beat, to kick.
Yeah, so basically, I think this one we've already had it, where he was giving account of what exactly happened to him. Inciting violence is one of the cases, and let's just pray for him. We pray that he gets the justice that he does so deserves. And if he's guilty, of course, let the law apply.
See most of the guilty, but for some reasons I may not. But they are captured very well at the police station. The doctor examined me, and I don't know whether that record is before court.
Sureties including Leader of Opposition Joe Senyonyi, Kawiye Musa and Nantege Udaya were presented by the lawyer, but the state asked court to adjourn the matter to allow for perusal of the sureties documents. This was protested by defense lawyers who asked the magistrate not to fall for such, insisting that bail cannot be conditioned on the state infrastructure to review bail supplementing documents.
And in that respect, Lord, we would pray for an adjournment to get the documents, verify the same, and be able to respond to the bail application.
The magistrate concurred with the state adjourning the case to 11th August for the state to respond on the bail application, remanding Muwanga Kivumbi to unknown prison.
The Honorable Court, in its greatest wisdom, has adjourned the matter to 11th, basically another 2 weeks, close to 2 weeks of now courted lawful incarceration. Very unfortunate.
Speaking after the court, the Leader of Opposition castigated government for eroding trust in the justice system and continuous disappearance of citizens, only to emerge even after the state declines their custody.
We thought they would get a bit of shame and have him released on bail today because he's in a lot of pain.
Muwanga Kivumbi was later taken away amidst tight security by Guard security.
So basically, that's how it went out. That's how it played out. Thank you so much if you've been following us up to this end. Please don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and if you have any thoughts, please leave us your thoughts in the comment section. Surely we'll be going through them and we'll play better. If you find this video useful, please share it to your friends, and don't forget to leave a like so that the video, YouTube can be able to push this video. Thank you so much for watching. You remain your presenter, Prince Ben, live from Africa Ubuntu, Voices of Africa. Of course, stories of humanity. I sign out.